What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode, another video from the Far End of the Bench podcast for another NCAA Top 10. We have one more left next week for Jimmy. We're on our last couple here. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button. We're popping out a lot of new videos. We got some stuff coming up for the Olympics as well in February. YouTube exclusive videos. You won't want to miss that. Check it out. And then also, if you're watching this on YouTube, episodes come out every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So without further ado, let's get in the top 10 because the curse is real, and this gets worse and worse every single year or every single week. Someone always fumbles the bag along the line. Let's see who it may be this week. So for my number 10, I got the Baylor Bears. Baylor obviously had a big win 2 weeks ago against Oklahoma. Baylor has been sticking around, has been playing very, very good football. Baylor is a team that only has 2 losses, obviously, or I think more than 2 losses, and they're a team that won't get in the top 4, but are still in contention for the Big 12 championship after that win against Oklahoma, and they're playing very, very good football. So they cracked my top 10. At number 9, I have Oklahoma State. Yes, that Oklahoma State team, which could be very close to getting to the Final Four here, but I still have them at 9 because of all the other progress that's happened across the college football landscape. I still think they obviously beat Oklahoma this week. They'll move up a lot higher for me, but right now I still have them at 9 because the Big 12 is pretty soft this year, obviously. So that's why I only have them at 9, but obviously they still have a very, very good shot of getting into that picture where they get into the top 4. At number 8, I have Ole Miss. Yes, that Ole Miss team. Lane Kiffin and Matt Corral have been playing great football, absolutely fantastic football. That this team is right hanging around in the SEC picture. They're not going to get to the SEC title game, but they could get themselves into a New Year's Six bowl game or one of the top bowl games for the SEC and represent them there. Because outside of Alabama and Georgia, right now, I would argue and say Ole Miss is the third best SEC team this year. And they got talent across the board. Kiffin may be looking for another job, though, next year with that LSU opening coming up, and obviously a lot of other jobs. But Ole Miss is playing great football, and having them at number 8 right now, I think is a perfect spot. At number 7, I have Michigan Wolverines. Michigan, look, you got a Super Bowl coming up. Your Super Bowl is this week. You play the Ohio State Buckeyes. It doesn't matter if you go 0 whatever, 0-10, 0-11. If you beat Ohio State at the end of the year, that's all that matters. You haven't done that in a very, very long time. So here you are, Michigan. You have a chance. You saw what Ohio State did to Michigan State last week, and now you have a chance to go in there and possibly punk them. You got your chance. Everything's going for you. You have it. There's a pathway for you to get in to the playoff. First time, get in the playoff. You beat Ohio State, win the Big Ten championship, and you are there. You just got to get through that one team in scarlet and red, or scarlet and silver, excuse me. And that's a tough task. But at 7, I don't think isn't that bad. And Michigan, you're still hanging around. At number 6, this team fell last week. I put them back up here because I still think they got a good chance they had a hiccup in the road against a good Baylor team. I have the Oklahoma Sooners. The Oklahoma Sooners are a team that if you win the Big 12 championship, you have very, very good argument of getting into the top 4. Yes, that one Baylor loss, it hurts them a lot. But Baylor right now is looking like a very, very solid football team. Oklahoma gets a good win this weekend against Oklahoma State. They are right back in the playoff picture and scaring everybody in front of them. Baylor is a very, very solid football team. And Oklahoma, outside that one game, has been pretty dominant. Talk about that Texas game where they absolutely came back and Caleb Williams put on a show. Who knows what they're going to go to quarterback? I still think they need to ride with Caleb Williams because Spencer Rattler is the most sporadic college football quarterback we've seen in a long time. But Oklahoma, you're sticking around. There's a pathway. There's a lot. I would say 1 through there's 7 teams in the top 10 in my top 10 that you could have an argument that have a pathway to get to the Final Four. But in Oklahoma, you just got to take care of business where you can and then hope the chips fall in your place. At number 5, good old reliable has stuck back in the picture somehow. They are snuck back in. Notre Dame, here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Notre Dame right on the cusp of making the top 4. They haven't had a lot of hiccups in the road outside of that Wisconsin game, but Notre Dame has been playing good football. They're playing very, very well, and obviously they don't have a championship game, so they're going to have a few things happen to get into the top 4. First you need to take care of Stanford this weekend, but then you go from there. But Notre Dame has a decent shot. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they're going to need some things to happen. They're going to need a few upsets, which could very well happen to get in the top 4. But here we are again with this school. The Fighting Irish always somehow sneaks their way in to the top 5 around that area, and here they are again.
This year, Turkey Day at MyBookie gives you plenty of reasons to be thankful, starting with a $250 risk-free bet on Thursday afternoon when the Dallas Cowboys host the Las Vegas Raiders.
You'll want to hit the spread between the Raiders and Cowboys at MyBookie. When you win, you win. And if you don't, MyBookie will refund you up to $250. $250. Simply put, you can't lose this bet at all. And that's what I call no risk, all gravy. Before you get your wager in, set yourself up for success by doubling your first deposit. We're using promo code BENCH. That's BENCH at MyBookie. That's promo code BENCH to double your initial deposit all the way up to $1,000. So you won't need to break the wishbone to be the one to come out ahead.
Feast risk-free on Turkey Day with MyBookie, and make sure to stick around for seconds as they gear up for what should be a fun Black Friday with tons of odds boosts that will have your belly and your pockets full. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Sign up at mybookie.ag. Use our promo code BENCH, BENCH, to start your winning today.
At number 4, Cincinnati Bearcats. Welcome. You've been gifted a chance. You had Oklahoma lose. You had Oregon get their brakes blown off last week. You have everything going for you. If you don't make the college football playoff and you fumble the bag somewhere here, you may not ever get into the college football playoff for a very long time. And Fickle may be on his way out to USC because this is make or break time. Cincinnati, you've been given an opportunity. Do not mess up because look, the 3 teams I have in front of you, one of those teams isn't going to be there because of the SEC championship, which you'll hear about in a minute. But you have a chance to be a top 3 team in the college football playoff. Just don't fumble the bag, win out, and win in dominating fashion. And it is going to be very, very hard for the college football playoff committee to look at elsewhere, not look at you to have you in the top 4. At number 3, I have the reigning champions, Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama has been playing very, very good football, except they don't know how to secure wins. And they get to leads, and then at the end of the game, the team crawls back in, and then they're playing their starters longer than they should be. Alabama is still a very good football team. I still think they have a very good chance at giving Georgia a run for their money in the SEC championship. But because of what happened in the Big Ten, I don't keep them at number 2 anymore. And Alabama right now, because of everything that's happened across the top 10, it's a must-win, Georgia, because you are not in. If it wasn't a guarantee already, it's a guarantee right now. If you don't win the SEC championship, you're not in. So this right now, Alabama just needs to take care of the schedule, and no one wins big games better than Nick Saban in November and December and January, whatever month it is. No one wins bigger games than Nick Saban. So Nick Saban needs to get his boys ready and just say win and we're in, and that's all you need to do. And that first starts with taking care of business in the Iron Bowl, and don't give a hiccup there because a hiccup there would cause absolute chaos. But Alabama sits at number 3 for my college football playoff ranking. At number 2, the team that gave the Michigan State Spartans the biggest smacking, actually the biggest smacking of the whole college football playoff season, or college football season, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State came in and just said, Michigan State, you're not us. CJ Stroud showed why he should be the Heisman Trophy winner and not Kenneth Walker. There's, you want to talk about Heisman Trophy moment? CJ Stroud just had it. You could argue and say next year's quarterback class is going to be stacked with Stroud, Bryce Young, and company. But CJ Stroud looks like that dude. He looks like the next Justin Fields. Looks like the next great college football quarterback for Ohio State Buckeyes. And Ryan Day has got those boys rolling. Mel Tucker got paid last week, and look what happened when he got paid. He got his sleeves rolled off. It wasn't even close. Talk about dirty piecing in the first half. Ohio State, if you play like that, one hiccup. You remember, this Ohio State team only has one hiccup, and that's against Oregon at the beginning of the year. This Ohio State team is that good still. It's one loss beginning of the year. Ohio State can make an argument right now. It's a two-man race at the top. Ohio State and the team I'm about to talk to next. Ohio State is looking very good. You play your little brothers this weekend. Do not get let up the gas, because I think I have a bad feeling it could get ugly quickly for you guys, and you absolutely steamrolled that team, and stuff may be thrown on the field. Let's put it that way over there in Michigan. But Ohio State has got a good chance this year. CJ Stroud is playing incredible. Arguably the best receiving core in college football. Probably is the best receiving core in college football, but arguably one of the best the last few years. Ohio State is right back on track. And number 1, the team that really just doesn't care who's on their schedule, because they just beat whoever they put in front of them. They got football players being named honorary band members. They're just whoever comes into town, it's a bad day for you. The Georgia Bulldogs are on one right now. The Georgia Bulldogs want it. Kirby Smart wants it. This team is going to have everything. They look. You can argue say this. Georgia, you beat Alabama. That could be the highest momentum this Georgia team has ever had. Kirby Smart, you got to get over the hump in the hump of your back, and that's Nick Saban. Get over that hump and be able to win the SEC championship. And then Georgia, you will solidify yourself as the number 1 team in the country, like you have for the past 11, 12 weeks it's been. Georgia, you are on a straight path. You have one of the best defenses in college football history, honestly, because this team is just playing back damn good. And then you talk about guys like JT Daniels at quarterback, who's just playing smart. Georgia may have all the right pieces this year, but it's going to take, like I said, Georgia's a good team. But it's like we say when we talk about football, talk about the NFL. It's the little brother syndrome. You got to get over that. This has been Alabama's division and Alabama's conference to lose every single year for the past 10 years, ever since Nick Saban walked in that door. And Georgia, now it's your time to change that. It's your time to change that. You have an opportunity to do that, and you got a chance to make some good noise and get Atlanta, like you just won the World Series, Atlanta back on top again with the college football playoff championship. So that's my top 10 for the week. Honestly, it sounds like Notre Dame or Cincinnati is going to lose this week. You can count on it, because those are the 2 teams that I hyped up big time this week. So expect a loss out of one of those 2. But, man, that's the top 10. That's my last top 10 of the year. You'll hear Jimmy's last top 10 next week. And then obviously we'll have more YouTube exclusive content. Reminding you guys, episodes release off on Wednesdays at 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern Time. You can check us out on there. Follow us, FUTV Pod, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. We have a lot of good content coming out, because there's a lot of sports. Like I said, it's the most wonderful time of the year. College football, NFL, college basketball, hockey, Olympics now. I mean, it goes on, and it's absolutely wonderful. So you won't want to miss a second of the action. So without further ado, we will see you guys in the next episode.